having to see your minority group constantly be targeted over and over and over again. It's just a horrible feeling.
The UW-Madison community is speaking out after a student posted a racist video online. How the university is responding. Plus, local hospitals are changing their COVID-19 mask policy as pandemic ordinances are set to expire next week. And how a writer's strike could impact your favorite shows. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. First tonight, $7 billion. That's what's at stake as lawmakers take a look at the state's record-setting budget surplus. Just what to do with all that money. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us with more. Will?
Well, Eric, here in the state capitol, we have divided government. So the Democratic governor certainly has his own plans for how to spend that money, but it's the Republican legislature that has to send him a bill, and they today charted a different course.
There really isn't a problem that there's not enough government.
So Republicans took an axe to the governor's budget draft, which they say created too many positions, included too much spending. Today's the first day of the budget writing process, where Republican lawmakers threw out the governor's budget to write their own, with the goal keeping Wisconsin strong.
But what we see is the policies that are a lot of the government expansion and the government control that we're rejecting in this motion is what you see in those other states where people are using their feet and they're leaving.
Places in America, some of the fastest growing communities in America, are putting huge amounts of resources into housing and infrastructure to attract and retain young people and keep them, and it's working.
That was the Democratic push. If you build it, they will come. Invest in some of those policies that Republicans want to strip out and attract younger workers to an aging Wisconsin population. Republicans weren't buying it.
When the solutions, apparently, from the Dems are more government, more spending, more welfare, smoke more weed, yeah, our approaches are going to be different.
Republicans even stripped out a proposal from the governor to create an office to investigate election concerns, a push for Republicans in 2020.
For the most part, we're focused on not creating new programs, not building new agencies or new offices within those agencies, but investing in the priorities of Wisconsin through the current system.
So all throughout this process, Democrats try to undo what Republicans are working on, trying to add back some of those Evers proposals. Now, of course, with a Republican-controlled legislature, that was quickly done away with today. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. The Republicans' funding plan consists of shared revenue, meaning funds will be split based on the sizes of each city. The 27 largest cities in the state would split $46.6 million. The plan also imposes significant restraints on Milwaukee, including requiring staff increases for the police department, a 2/3 board vote for new city or county positions, and not allow tax dollars to be spent on the streetcar. The bill would also eliminate the personal property tax. A little better Tuesday than what we saw yesterday. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Julian Seawright on the weather patio. Julian?
That's right. A little better, but still quite breezy outside as we're still looking at gusts throughout much of southern Wisconsin from near 40 miles per hour. Madison is one of them. Madison for Janesville into 39 miles per hour gusts as of right now as we're getting into the 5 o'clock hour. We've been dealing with these winds since yesterday. The good news is for some areas it's starting to taper off, but we're really not going to see real improvements until we get into the later parts of tonight. As of right now, though, it was a bit cloudier earlier, still holding on to some cloud cover, but we do have peaks of sunshine heading into the rest of our evening. Temperatures at 53 degrees right now, and we saw our high at 55. So we're going to slide into more cooler and chillier weather for tonight, which is going to be near freezing throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Some areas will even be at the freezing point, but for us here in Madison, we're looking around 33 degrees, especially with that radial cooling as we're seeing in the sky cover really start to clear up as we get into the rest of tonight. Now, tomorrow is going to be the start of a brand new week for us. We started off chilly and cool, going to be more mild heading into tomorrow, lower 60s, still dealing with some stubborn cloud cover, but we will start to see a trend of warmer weather over the next several days, and that's also going to be kicking out some of these gusts as well as we get into the rest of tonight heading into tomorrow morning. We're finally going to be seeing the breezy winds starting to taper off. We'll talk more about when we can expect the warmer weather in just a few moments. Until then, back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. Right now, Madison police are investigating the attempted homicide of a 15-year-old. That teen was dropped off at UW Health East in Madison just after 2 a.m. with a gunshot wound. Officers say he is in stable condition and was transferred to another hospital. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call Madison Police. The number there at the bottom of your screen, area code 608-255-2345. A video of a UW-Madison student making racist comments is spreading online. The negativity has caused members of the university's black community to speak out. Our Catherine Merck tells us how the university is responding. Catherine?
In the video that was shared with News 3 Now, you can see a student saying racial slurs. We're cutting out some of the language for our platforms. Take a look.
I'm gonna go back and find every little who did me wrong. I literally hate all of them. I'm gonna make them pick crying in the fields.
Since the video has come out, students have been talking about it. I spoke with the UW-Madison freshman who has been vocal on her Instagram account about the harm these words cause on campus and in the surrounding area.
Madison has a pretty big reputation about being left-leaning and liberal and open, but I think a lot of the times we see these things happen, we're like, oh, this would never happen here, but it's pretty common, especially as a black student, seeing these things being said.
In a statement online, university officials said the Dean of Students' office is looking into the video and supporting students and employees who were affected. However, the statement added that the university can't limit what students and employees post to their personal social media accounts and can't take action against posts that are not lawful.
Catherine, thank you. The Wisconsin Office of School Safety announced it is holding additional training for those interested in joining one of the 12 critical incident response teams. CIRTs are designed to provide all Wisconsin K-12 public, private, charter, and tribal schools with access to a regionally based team, and that team would support them if a critical incident ever occurs at their school.
We want to do everything we can to keep our kids as safe as possible in Wisconsin schools. That includes having a 24/7 tip line. It includes putting out best practice guidance for school safety. We've also put out threat assessment protocols, and we are preparing critical incident response teams.
The training will equip team members with techniques rooted in best practices for response after a critical incident occurs. Meanwhile, the Packers have reportedly reached a decision on quarterback Jordan Love's future. According to NFL Network, Love and the Packers agree to a one-year extension valued at $22.5 million. Now, $13.5 million of that is fully guaranteed. That keeps Love in Green Bay until at least the 2024 season. His pay for this upcoming season will be $2.3 million. The Packers are hoping Love will help guide the team back to the playoffs after a disappointing finish to the 2022 season. Now to the nation's capital, where a hearing was held as many call on Congress to impose a code of ethics for Supreme Court justices. A recent investigation by ProPublica found conservative Justice Clarence Thomas accepted more than 20 luxury trips from Republican mega donor Harlan Crow without reporting them on financial disclosure forms. Crow also purchased 3 properties belonging to Thomas and his family. New reports also found other conservative justices failed to disclose real estate deals and questionably large income from a spouse.
Ethics cannot simply be left to the discretion of the nation's highest court. The court should have a code of conduct with clear and enforceable rules.
There's a very selective outrage here. It is about trying to delegitimize a conservative court.
The Senate is now considering 3 bills that would impose ethics on the court, but they're not likely to pass in a divided Congress. Last week, all 9 justices signed a letter insisting that existing rules around gifts, travel, and other financial disclosures are sufficient. Illinois officials are asking for the public's help now in identifying 2 of the 6 people who were killed in that massive pileup in the central part of the state. Officials say at least 72 vehicles were involved in the crash after a dust storm made visibility extremely low. Investigators say excessively high winds blew soil from farms onto the roadway.
We want to make sure their family, the people that are out there that are their loved ones that are concerned about their whereabouts, that we're able to provide some closure and proper identification of who these 2 victims are.
One of the victims was identified as 88-year-old Shirley Harper from Franklin, Wisconsin, which is just outside Milwaukee. Meanwhile, in North Carolina, authorities have reopened all lanes of a Raleigh highway after a crash there spilled trash all over the road. It happened during the morning commute when a tractor trailer carrying that garbage crashed. No one was hurt, but it did cause severe traffic delays. The interstate was back open after about 4 hours. New at 5, 3 stabbings in 1 week near the campus of the University of California at Davis has left the community on edge. Ivan Rodriguez now with the latest on the search for a suspect.
The danger remains after a string of stabbings near the campus of University of California, Davis. Tuesday morning, officials lifted an overnight shelter-in-place order when they failed to find the suspect in the most recent knife attack.
We're following a multitude of leads, but as of this point, nobody has been identified.
The FBI has joined state and local law enforcement in a manhunt for the suspect.
We are using every available resource to solve these crimes, to bring an end to this violence, and to keep our community safe.
The first victim, a 50-year-old man found dead in a park near campus on Thursday. Then on Saturday, a UC Davis senior was stabbed to death in another park. And late Monday, a woman now hospitalized in critical condition said she was stabbed more than once through her tent in a transient camp.
When we turned to our friend, she had been stabbed once. She thought it was a punch.
It's hard to sleep when you're in fear for your life, bro. It is very, very difficult.
The father of the computer science student killed on Saturday says their family moved to California from Lebanon in 2018, hoping to find a place of safety.
He was just 6 weeks away from graduating. This was his last quarter. He was so proud and so happy and so thankful.
Although police haven't officially connected the three stabbings and the victims weren't known to each other, they say there are common factors. The attacks were brutal and the suspect used a knife. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Now to Texas, where a migrant crisis continues to unfold. The Biden administration preparing to end Title 42 next week. That could cause an influx of migrants crossing the southern border. Hundreds have been spotted sleeping in the streets of El Paso. Many shelters have already reached or are well over capacity, housing between 100 and 700 people. And sources say the military plans to send 1,500 active duty troops to the border ahead of the COVID-era policy expiring. The troops will be there to support the Department of Homeland Security for 90 days. They will serve in administrative roles and not do any law enforcement work. Coming up, Madison officials are asking the community to partake in Lomo May. Plus, area hospitals are changing their pandemic-era masking requirements. The details after the break. And tonight at 6, House state lawmakers are hoping to tackle worker shortages all around Wisconsin. And the markets continue their uphill climb. The Dow tumbling another 367 points. The Nasdaq falls 132. The S&P 500 down 48. We'll be right back.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out.
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Felco.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Mother's Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Tonight on News 3 Now, restaurant owners share their thoughts on how young is too young to serve alcohol in restaurants.
And what health officials are saying about COVID-19 as the last local health organizations drop their masking mandates tonight at 6.
Show us your weather photos, and you could win a First Warn weather umbrella. Send us your weather pics in an email or on the First Warn weather app. We'll select and showcase the winning entries each day on News 3 Now this morning and News 3 Now at 6. Send in your pics to win a First Warn weather umbrella today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, welcome back to News 3 Now at 5. A new survey shows the U.S. nursing industry is in a crisis post-pandemic, and the situation could get worse. Data was collected from 1,800 registered nurses from AMN Healthcare, many of whom say they're thinking of leaving the profession. The survey shows a 10% drop in job satisfaction over the past 2 years, with lower numbers expected to come in the years ahead. Next on News 3 Now at 5, we want to go to Kyle Pozorski for the latest on the new mask rules set in place by Unity Point Health Meritor.
Well, today, both Unity Point Meritor and UW Health decided that they were going to repeal some of their mask mandates at their hospitals and clinics. And in 2020, you know, everyone around the world had to adjust to the new pandemic era restrictions. But now, 3 years on from the pandemic, amid the slowing pace of the infection, the health services say it is time to pull back on those restrictions.
In those spaces, which we deem low risk, masks are recommended, but optional. You don't have to wear them.
Dr. Jeff Podov of UW Health says the decision to end the pandemic era requirement has been in the works for several weeks.
We tried to get the opinions of as many people that we could, but ultimately really followed the data.
Across Wisconsin, COVID numbers are down dramatically from 1,300 in December. Since April 1st, Wisconsin's 7-day average of positive tests has steadily dropped. The health system's decisions are further backed up by this map showing 65 of Wisconsin's 72 counties having low community levels of COVID as of Tuesday. Dr. Podov says that in certain parts of their clinics and hospitals, there is no longer a significant benefit to wearing masks.
Right now, we are in a space and time where COVID levels are low enough that we feel this decision is reasonable.
Staff and patients are still required to wear masks in high-risk areas, which include the breast center, dialysis, and urgent care waiting rooms.
There are a lot of places at UW Health, high-risk clinics, inpatient environment, patient interactions, doctor goes in the room, nurse goes in the room, where we're still going to have staff masked up.
The decision is right in line with the Department of Health Services, which is set to end its emergency COVID response next week, citing the drop in cases as well.
If that were to change, we would take action to, again, ensure the safety of our patients and staff.
Podov did also tell me that they will continue to monitor the COVID numbers as the days and weeks go on. Reporting here in Madison, Kyle Pozorski for News 3 Now.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Starting to feel those temperatures trending up just a little bit. Still breezy out there, though, Julian.
That's right. Slowly but surely, we are looking at improvements in terms of the temperatures, but the winds themselves, we're going to have to deal with that for the rest of this evening. But tomorrow, it's going to be a different story. Let's get right into our weather headlines. The 3 things we're going to need to know. Well, we are looking for mainly dry weather for the next several days. Could see a couple of showers here and there, mainly going to be isolated. But other than that, 60s. And that's right, potentially even 70s as we get into the weekend. So we are looking for lots of good news in the days ahead in terms of it finally feeling like spring. Then outside of that, Sunday into next week, we not only have shower potential, but thunderstorm potential as well throughout much of southern Wisconsin. So let's go ahead and get into what we're going to be expecting over the next several days. Well, as of right now, we're into a bit of what many have called, and you may have even heard the term, an omega block. Now, that is pretty much where we are seeing the air in itself just really struggling to be moving from west to east. And as you can see in itself, well, that's where there's a giant hole from the Great Plains and into the upper Midwest, which has been trapping much of what we've been experiencing for our weather, which is, as of right now, mainly into the Great Plains, lots of dry weather in a stagnant system that's over also to the western side. For us, we've been dealing with the colder air, which has been flowing in from the north, and our friends to the east have been dealing with a bit of that moisture from the system that was about a couple days ago, has been bringing in rain and even snow to northern parts of just outside of the UP and moving in towards parts of Canada, towards New York as of right now. For us, though, we're really just going to be dealing with the windy and chilly conditions, especially as we head into tonight, where the cloud cover is going to start to clear up, which is going to bring in radial cooling. Temperatures falling into the lower 30s, so it's going to be near freezing for us here in southern Wisconsin. But tomorrow, The good news is, though we are looking at some cloud cover, temperatures will rise into the 60s, finally, for many of us here in southern Wisconsin. Janesville and Madison are looking at 60 degrees, 58 for Platteville. We're going to have some peaks of sunshine, and the cloud cover is going to stick around as well. Walking through our future track tonight, again, we're going to see those temperatures really start to fall once we see the cloud cover in itself fall apart. Now, as we clear out going into our third Wednesday morning, middle 30s are going to be expected for us. We're still getting a bit of that northerly flow, but the winds are not going to be nearly as breezy as they have been over the last couple of days. Then as we get into around the lunchtime hour, lower 50s, still seeing some peaks of sunshine, near 60 early into our Wednesday afternoon around the 5 p.m. commute, upper 50s, low 60s, cloud cover returns on and off, and then starts to clear up a bit more as we get into our Wednesday night, transitioning into Thursday morning. Thursday morning, we're starting off much better. Lower 40s, mid 40s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Still some clear skies, but we could start to see potentially as we get near 70 degrees for our Thursday afternoon. Going into our Friday, we are looking for some potentials from Thursday night into Friday of seeing some rain for us here in southern Wisconsin, but it's not going to be a whole lot. Potentially a tenth to about a quarter of an inch. It's mainly going to be seeing bigger gainers to our friends to the northeast. Outside of that, let's look at our 10-day forecast from Thursday going into Friday. Temperatures near 70 degrees. You can't beat that. And heading into the weekend, sunshine and 70s apiece. With next week, better opportunities for us to see any kind of thunderstorms. Taking a look around traffic as of right now. Mainly on to the eastbound sides where we're looking at some slow spots heading towards Monona. But otherwise, no real issues on the roadways. We're getting into our 5 p.m. commute. That'll do it for weather and traffic. Over to you.
Julian, thank you. This month, the city of Madison wants you to cut the number of times you mow your lawn, at least this month, for the environment. The city won't be enforcing its tall grass ordinance. They're calling it Low Mow May. The new initiative hopes to increase habitat for pollinators like bees coming out of hibernation, while other surrounding communities like Monona and Verona in the past have adopted No Mow May. Madison says you can still mow your lawn this month, maybe just not as often.
Research shows that lawn heights of 5 inches or more support the most bees, where there are lawn flowers like violets and clovers and dandelions.
Now, according to the city, almost half the Earth's pollinator species are at risk of extinction in the coming years because of habitat loss, pesticide use, and climate change. Appleton, Wisconsin claims to be the first city in the United States to adopt No Mow May, and that was back in 2020. Next at 5, the writers for some of your favorite shows are hitting the picket lines. What this strike could mean for some of your favorite shows coming up.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Fry Construction is celebrating 28 years with a big anniversary sale. Join us to save 28%. That's right, 28%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 28% off gutters with any full roofing project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Everybody wants a wider smile because having white teeth projects self-care, confidence, and attractiveness. Whether you're on the dating scene, interviewing for a new job, or simply looking to improve your smile, what you need is Power Swabs. Power Swabs is as easy as snap, swab, and smile. You'll notice 2 shades whiter teeth in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days.
The thing I love about Power Swabs is the convenience. I mean, just you break it open, just rub it on your teeth, just like you're brushing your teeth. Let it sit there for a little bit, and you're done.
So I noticed I have a lot more stains on the sides right here. So with the Power Swab, I was able to go in there and really make sure that I was getting that coverage, and it really did work.
Just snap the stain-out swab to remove stains from natural teeth as well as caps, crowns, and veneers. Then snap the whitening swab to whiten your teeth 6 shades in 7 days. Finally, smile and show off your pearly whites.
It's 5 minutes in the morning and I'm out the door, and it's amazing. It's a week's worth of 5 minutes a day, and I couldn't be happier with the results.
With Power Swabs, there's no messy strips, trays, or lights that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Whether you smoke or drink coffee, tea, or wine, Power Swabs is sure to lift those stains with 0 to minimal sensitivity. Just a simple 5-minute application, and each day you'll be one step closer to smiling with confidence.
Having shades lighter on my teeth in such a short period of time, it almost feels like cheating, to be honest with you, and it tickles me that you can get those kind of results in that short a time period.
Try Power Swabs this Mother's Day and get 50% off your order and free shipping. Plus, get a free Quick Stick pen to remove those coffee, wine, or smoking stains on the go. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Entertainment writers want better pay and better working conditions and have now gone on strike. First time it's happened in 15 years. Nichelle Medina has more from Los Angeles on what it could mean for your favorite shows.
It's the Late Show. Your favorite late-night shows are going into reruns tonight now that 11,000 union writers have walked off the job.
These are our writers, and I'll stick myself in there because I'm WGA too, and they're so important to our show.
Following months of negotiations, the Writers Guild of America went on strike at midnight, ordering its members to put down their pencils and take up picket signs. The major issue is compensation. The union says writers are making less money in the age of streaming, while companies like Amazon, Disney, Netflix, and our parent company Paramount are flourishing.
We're sort of at an existential crisis where we're creating all of this creative product that these companies are making billions of dollars off of, yet we're not getting paid a very, very small percentage of that.
Studios say their budgets are maxed out. Writers are also concerned about the use of artificial intelligence.
AI is potentially terrifying, and they should have some sort of regulations to prevent chat from replacing us.
A long strike could push back the fall season. There's also added pressure for a deal. The contracts for the Screen Actors and Directors Guilds expire next month.
We could have an entire town out on the picket line at some point, so this could be going on for a while.
The last writer's strike in 2007 lasted 100 days. Hollywood lost $2 billion, and that's when the rise of reality TV began. Nichelle Medina, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And the WGA says almost half of its TV writers work at the minimum salary. That's up from 33% just a decade ago. Currently, the two sides are far apart in the negotiating process. As of now, there are no scheduled talks. The final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Your John Deere is here. Get yours during our Green Tag sales event. Right now, get your new full-size or mid-size Gator with 0% for 36 months. Get a John Deere now. And
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Generac has the high-quality tools you need to get the job done right. Get this 4-cycle gas edger for $399.99 plus 11% rebate. Get backup power when you need it with a Generac standby generator. It automatically starts within seconds of sensing power loss to protect your home and family during a power outage. Save over $700 on this home standby generator after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, one sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus we'll give you an extra $200. US Cellular, built for us.
Everybody
the circle of life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. Join us on air, online, and in your village, and take time for kids.
Run with Sloan's. Meet your Sloan starting lineup. The John Deere MVP, our 1025R compact utility tractor with 120R loader. Just $189 per month. Get a John Deere now. And
power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. Our reporting on forever chemicals continues. Nearly 20 million acres of farmland in the U.S. are contaminated by toxic chemicals linked to cancer and other illnesses. What it means for your health tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's get a final check. Your First Warn forecast. Julian's back.
Well, taking a look at our First Warn 7-day forecast, starting things off on a pretty nice note midway through the week. 60 degrees, then near 70 for Thursday and for Friday, heading into the weekend, folks. It may be a bit more breezy, but sunshine is behind us, and so is the spring-like temperatures. Next week, though, another active and unstable weather pattern is on tap, so we might see quite a bit of some thunderstorms in the forecast.
But at least it'll be warmer next week. Julian,
absolutely.
thanks. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is up next. Stay tuned.